honestly don't think it's any different. It's our biological makeup. Or if you look at the animals we're most related to, they behave the same way, right? They want to mate. That I tell this story all the time, to where I feel like women sometimes think that men have a switch and we can just turn it on and off. Absolutely not. If you are a mature male going into your upper teen years, if you do not ejaculate, your body will do it for you. That's how bad you need to ejaculate. You will start having wet dreams about the woman you desire and wake up in just a puddle like, whoa, like graphic story. I woke up like, what?
And I do think the world would be a much better place, especially the Western culture, Western society, if we did look at marriage as such and relationships as such. You're single unless you're married. And I feel like that adds more of a serious, I guess, um, aspect to it, which I think needs to be added anyway. No one's taking marriage seriously. So it's like you might be more willing to get married, or no one wants to be cheated on, let's be honest. So it's like, okay, maybe you might not fool around because that that's a possibility. I don't know, but I think that that is not a bad standard to have, which is how it should be, I think, which is what Amira said, and Kelly. So
But unfortunately, in the Western culture, it's like, "Hi, my name is Kelly. Do you want to have sex?" It's like, it's like, let's go to dinner and then we have sex. There's nothing special to it anymore. It's just like,
I've been wanting to say that in a long time, because for you, dating is already automatically includes or involves sex.
I don't think it should.
Because for us, we can say you're actually getting to know someone and there's no sex involved.
I mean, you guys have heard me. I'm on record saying that if you're seriously looking, especially man or woman, to date someone seriously, leave sex out of it for as long as possible. Right? I had to, for the love of God, like I still remember how hard it was not to have sex with the woman that eventually became my wife. She was my type. So I'm like, good God, look at this dress. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna send you in an Uber. So yeah, because if I drive you, things are gonna happen. So yeah, it's hard, but we got to understand that sex is the common denominator in every bit of distraction that is the courtship process. Right? There are things that you want to get to know about a person, or that you wanted to dig deeper and seek a bit more, but sex got in the way, so you just threw it to the wind. Because now, in a man's eyes, that is our biggest distraction. We stop looking for anything. Is it me? Or
what'd you say, Cheeky?
There's an echo.
Yeah, I was echoing, but somebody went on
mute. You can mute in between.
Yeah.
I'll get rid of that.
But yeah, that is our biggest distraction. Men, if you're really looking at it, we can see that we stop digging deeper to know the person, and we pretty much halt and start a superficial relationship right at that point where the sex happens. You stop trying to get to know more about her family, more about her personal interests and values, what characteristics and things she likes, because you just want to get that box again. So if you want a serious relationship, I suggest, if you want to at least get in a serious relationship, try to keep sex out of it as long as possible for most people.
Can I ask you guys something? Well, the men especially, and Cheeky, this will be interesting because I know that you haven't had sex, which I think is an admirable thing. So, and I saw someone comment in the chat about how men, they always talk about how much they need sex, and how it's kind of like a contradiction in a way from the woman that they want to potentially marry. Whatever, we don't have to get into that. But do men need sex so much because of things like prom, for example, if you get what I'm saying? Because I think that dings the algorithm or whatever, but or just how sexualized our culture is. Is that why they need it so much? Is it true? Like, have men always needed it this much?
I was like, prom. You mean corn? Are you talking about corn?
That's a better one, but corn.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Now
was
I'm
gonna
like,
say prom. Wait,
Yeah,
oh,
I
that
have
would
no
have
idea
made
what prom was. I was like,
corn.
oh,
Yeah,
is that when they lose their virginity? Like, I don't.
right.
Adult
so
movies.
Adult movies,
I got
let
correct.
it
me let
now
me
when you say
let me say this
corn
about Cheeky.
Corn.
So when
on
I
the
found
top.
out that about Cheeky, I thought he was lying. So he's not lying, and this is one of the cool things about that. He still holds his all the power. He still holds all of his power because he's a virgin.
And let me acknowledge that I know testosterone. Men are different. I'm not stupid. I get that. I'm not like these toxic women. I understand that it's different for men and women. So let me just say that. But men have always had testosterone. I'm
Mhm.
sure the levels are different. Let's be honest with diet and plastics and things like that. But I'm saying, as far as the actions and behaviors of men of today,
Yeah.
do you guys think that they need it maybe as much or whatever because of the behaviors that I mentioned before?
I honestly don't think it's any different. It's our biological makeup. Or if you look at the animals we're most related to, they behave the same way, right? They want to mate. That I tell this story all the time, to where I feel like women sometimes think that men have a switch and we can just turn it on and off. Absolutely not. If you are a mature male going into your upper teen years, if you do not ejaculate, your body will do it for you. That's how bad you need to ejaculate. You will start having wet dreams about the woman you desire and wake up in just a puddle, like, whoa. Like graphic story. I woke up like, what? I didn't lose my virginity until I was 17 years old. So my body was like, it's time, bro. You're a full grown adult at this point, body wise, right? So that's letting you know there's a biological component to that testosterone and need to release. It is a biological need. I'm telling you right now, well, the reason why I said Cheeky holds all of his power is because I gave my power away. And then I succumbed to it for many years. Right. And I now feel kidnapped and held hostage by my need to do it all the time. Right. So it's like, even my wife sometimes just like, wow, you're such a good sport. Because, it's like, damn, even when, I feel like right now, didn't I just hit her up for this? But it's that need. It's because I gave my power away. I let it kind of take over me for a while. And even though there's a natural component, there's a desire component, there's like a fetish component. So that's really why it's really biological. And I think we don't speak about it enough, how much men have to have conscious control over their libido. It's really, really hard. That's why when we talk about cheating and the reasons it's different for men and women, if you knew what we were dealing with internally, y'all would see it differently. I promise.
Well, the truth is that sex in men has gone down significantly in the Western world in the last, I want to say, 50 years. The scientists there's many reasons for it, just like Coach K said, plastic and diet and the things that's in our food, the hormones that's in our food and water. But Kelly and Coach K, guys, you guys know that men before had higher testosterone and higher sex drive. Now there's more men reaching the age of 30 as virgins than ever before. Before, this was unheard of for a man to reach the age of 25, 30 and still be a virgin. But now we have a significant amount of our men reaching 30 and being virgins. But this isn't because they choose to. For the majority of them, this is because of that whole 80-20 rule that's going on, that women think they're too good for most men.
Interesting.
I think it's when we say sex is needed, like it's one of those things on if it doesn't happen, it's not like you die, right? That's the thing. It's not as if a man is just going to wither away because he didn't have sex. And I think the stats has proven that, especially what Amir just said. These men are still men. They may not like the position that they're in, and they may develop, I guess, mental whatever. But I don't know if it's due to sex or just them something being wrong with them. So it's hard to determine that because it's not a mandatory thing to the where a man cannot function if he just doesn't have sex, but it's part of any relationship that I can think of. Like I don't know any relationships or marriages where a man isn't having sex, and if that's the case, he's not happy. So I thought marriages or relationships was built upon making each other better and each party doing their duty. So if you're not doing your duty as a woman, that thing that's totally different. But as a single male, you don't got no sex. Not like we're gonna blow up, like, you know. Well, we'll blow up, but yeah.